Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life, and in today's film we're having a rather comprehensive drive through Kato Paphos, covering as many places as possible. So let's have the map up, and we're starting at the roundabout above the triangle, coming down to the triangle, going towards SODAP, turning up through Limnaria Gardens, and we're going to go towards the mall, but come back and loop around through Bar Street, back onto Poseidonos Avenue, down towards the Harbour area, and we'll finally come back up towards Linaria Gardens again and finish at SODAP Beach. So I hope you got all that. I wanted to see as much of Kato Paphos as I could in this film. Right, on the right you'll have Neapolis University, and on the left I think it's called the Veronica Hotel, and we're coming down towards the triangle, which is in front of the Olympic Lagoon Resort, and it's got some nice restaurants there. If you're staying on the hotel strip, it's worth considering if you fancy a change from your hotel food. You should always experience as much as possible, really. And we'll be turning right at the end here. And if you'd gone left, you'd be going up the hotel strip, or down it, depending on your point of view. You know, that's the way to Oscapu Beach and Poseidonos Beach. But we're going this way towards SODAP Beach and the big tower on the right. Now, past the big tower is the Yellow Hotel, and it's an abandoned place, and they had a fire there the other day. And I published drone footage about that, which you'll have already seen, hopefully. I wrote a little article. Not a lot to say about it, really, but people are always interested in the Yellow, so. There's the SODAP Beach car park on the left. Next to it, you have the Amavi Hotel. Weather-wise, it's very nice, hot and sunny, and not very much like January, which is unfortunate because we need all the rain we can get at the moment. There were some very nice clouds in the sky. You may see them later, depending on which way the camera's looking. Anyway, you've got the Alexander the Great Hotel on the left now. All these nice flags. And we're going to be turning right here down through Limnaria Gardens. I did a walking tour here fairly recently, so you might recognise the area on the left there. I can't really drive through Limnaria Gardens themselves because it's gated, and people object to that sort of thing, and I get phone calls from the police. Which is nice to know that if you do actually see a car being dodgy and you're phoning at the police, they do actually take action on it. But you do need to get the number, otherwise there's not a lot they can do. When I say number, I mean registration number. I might be able to go down there actually. Now I'll probably be able to wander around on foot though, so that'll probably be my approach for filming Limnaria Gardens, because a lot of people ask about it. I think it's a slightly touristy holiday complex rather than a resort, so to speak. Anyway, we're on the dual carriageway that goes through the top part of Kato Paphos now. We're not going to stay on it for long. But if you do, but you'd end up going through Clorica, Lemba, Kisonaga, Coral Bay and Ayers Georgius. It goes all the way to the Akamas. I am fascinated by the way they've got these arable fields in the middle of the city there. The value of the land must be quite large, I'd imagine. But we're going to be coming back off the dual carriageway now. Heading back into the heart of Kato Paphos. We'll turn right at the end here, and this will be the road that we've done a loop on fairly frequently in the past. And if you like our films, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and share them far and wide, because it all helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to help us out financially, go to our Buy Me a Coffee page at buymeacoffee.com/Paphos Life and chuck us a few coffees. And I can assure you that all coffees are gratefully received. They do help a lot. And if you want to get something back in return, go to our Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/Paphos Life, and there you can get lots of memorabilia about Paphos featuring photographs that we've published, mugs, t-shirts, calendars, posters, phone covers, that sort of thing. Now, the reason I paused here was because there was an old chap by the side of the road and he wasn't sure whether he wanted to cross or not. So in the end, I just carried on and left him to it because I think he might have actually been waiting for somebody. And now we're going back into Kato Paphos now. Oh, and also follow us on Facebook. Our Paphos Life Facebook page now has over 75,000 followers. And if you want to say hello, come and join our Paphos Chat Facebook group or our Cyprus Chat Facebook group. Now we're back into the heart of Kato Paphos now. Sofiana Resort was on the right, but we'll see that later on properly anyway, so you can see how the renovation work is going on even. And we're going to be going straight on here, because you thought I was going to go down Bar Street then, didn't you? But I'm not just yet. As I said, I'm trying to get as much of Kato Paphos in this film as possible. Now on the right there is where they uncovered some yet more archaeological ruins, which they're making a presentation of. I'll be turning right again here because we have to. And that little building up there, as you know from other films probably, is going to be a little museum dedicated to St. Paul's. And now you'll be able to get a look at the Sofiana renovations more clearly. Quite a lot of hefty work on there. But don't be worried if you've got somewhere booked for later in the year. It's common for renovation work to happen on hotels during the winter months. It's just because of the heat in Cyprus, a lot of building stuff doesn't last well. So it has to be looked after and regularly maintained. Right, you've got the Baywatch Bar on the left now. We're actually on Bar Street itself. And we're going through the more salubrious area, part of it. Because a lot of Bar Street's still very nice. You've got Flair's Bar just there on the left, which stays open throughout the year. There's lots of food joints here too, and we're going to be going, which way should we go? We're going right. Now, up here on the left is where that Marika and Me bar was going to be, and you can actually see signs of it being properly renovated now, so fair play to them. I mean, before it was all indoors, but they're moving to a frontage now, so obviously they're making quite a bit of progress there. Which is nice to see, because Bar Street, the end of it, the Linicus bar and all that, is a real state, so anything that goes to improve that needs to be praised. There's T&J's fish and chips. And then we're going to be going right. There's the Elmira Hotel opposite us, and after the Elmira we're going to get the Annabelle Hotel. And they're still waiting for the Poseidonos Avenue renovation work to finish. They just got to landscape the bit at the end there. And we're waiting for a little bus here. But it means you can get to see some of the more touristy parts more clearly because we're going slower. Oh, there is a new landmark you'll see soon on the left, just as we go past the seafront. It looks very nice. It says I love Paphos with the international spelling of Paphos, P-A-F-O-S that is. You've got Pinguinos on the right there. Always give them a shout out. Their food's lovely and they have a very good gluten-free menu. But if you look on the left now, just coming up past the zebra crossing, unfortunately this traffic was making us have to go very slow so you get a decent look at it. You got this lovely little I love Paphos wording. Very nice. And the flower pots are being nicely maintained too, which is all good to see. As I said, my only gripe at the moment really is that they need to finish off the top part of Poseidonos Avenue. If for no other reason, it'll stop people moaning about it. Right, Papantonio's is still labelled as Papantonio's. It hasn't been converted to Clavenitis just yet. And I believe the loyalty card is still working. That's one for the locals. Now we're going to have a little loop around so you can see the harbour end of the seafront, mainly because people like seeing the harbour end of the seafront. And all the parking on the right here, I should point out, well, not all of it, because the bit just there on the right, which you can't see, that's dedicated to taxi cabs, so don't try and park in there. But the rest of it, it's all free parking, which is very nice. I mean, there are a few places around Kato Paphos where you have to pay for park, like SODAP Beach, for instance, and stuff like that. But even them, it's like you're talking about €1 or €2. It always annoys me how much parking in the UK is when I go back there. I mean, I remember I had to go to Oxford once, and it was about, the parking alone was about 20 quid or something ridiculous for the amount of time. And we were only there like about 3 or 4 hours. It did not make me happy at all. And don't get me started on parking in hospitals. Anyway, this is not a ranty film, so let's get back on point. We're going up to, if you carry on up this road now, you'll get to Kings Avenue Mall, and if you're on foot and you carry on walking, you'll end up in Old Town, in Kennedy Square. It's a pleasant enough walk, and there's lots of interesting little shops to have a look at on the way. But we're not going to be going all the way up there, because we've still got bits of Kato Paphos to see. So when we can turn right, we will do so and go through St. Paul's Pillar area. Just wait for this car to go past. Right, so up here you'll have St. Paul's Pillar area and a Turkish bath, or an Ottoman bath rather, on the right, and on the left you've got Fabrica Hill and the outdoor amphitheatre, or outdoor theatre. It's not an amphitheatre. Technically an amphitheatre has to go 360, though it's liberally applied in lots of places, and it just relates to an outdoor theatre. Right, we'll be going past the Sophiana Resort again, so if you didn't have enough of a look at it before, you can have another gander. Just for good measure, we'll have a loop so you can have even more of a gander. I don't want people thinking that we don't cover Sophiana Resort, especially when they're being renovated, because people like seeing renovation films. Right, and we drove down this road earlier on in the film, but now we're going to go across it. heading back towards Limnaria Gardens. This road's quite potholy. I mean, compared to most of Paphos, it's not the best one in the world. It needs to be redone at some point. I can say the same about the road that runs next to Kings Avenue Mall, one of the side roads. Got some really big ones there. You want to think I was back in the UK driving on them. Right, you've got Pop Life Supermarket on the right, and had I been able to turn right, it'd have taken us back to that roundabout in Bar Street, but you can't because it's a one-way street anyway. Though this road I'm on now isn't one-way, I should add. I'm sure you're wondering about that van. And we're coming up to a crossing which features another road we often drive down on the Kato Paphos films. And we're going straight across there again. You got the Curry House restaurant on the right just there, which has very nice food, if you fancy an Indian. It's weird really when you think about it, because a lot of time on forums and that, if someone says, oh, where can I get a decent Sunday roast or a decent full English, for instance, you always get a certain percentage of people who go, oh, you're in Cyprus, you should be eating Cypriot food, etc, etc. But if people ask for where can I get decent Indian, no one bats an eyelid. Don't know what the weird self-loathing is around that. I mean, my attitude is, as always, if you're on holiday, do what you blooming well want to do in terms of where you eat. I don't mean run around naked down the seafront. It's your holiday, your relaxation time. You relax how you want to relax while keeping your clothes on the seafront. He added. Anyway, we're going to be turning left here because we have to. It's a one-way street up there. And that'll bring us down onto Poseidonos Avenue. Or Poseidonos. I'm getting better at remembering to say Ioskipu though. Hope I am anyway. Now we're coming back up the road here. So you've got the Alexander the Great Hotel on the right yet again. Closely followed by the Amavi. And you can just see on the left the fire damage on the yellow. It's just like a slightly darker shade. I mean, it's pretty much irrelevant really, because the building's going to get knocked down at some point anyway, but don't know what caused it, but there you go. Anyway, we're turning into the SODAP car park now, where you'll also find the Antasia Beach Bar. And yes, as I said, you have to pay to use this car park here. There's little numbers on the various slots, and you go online and you pay your euro or however much it costs. I normally pay about €1. And that's it for another film. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one. I'll just leave you with a nice view.